Yo! Welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night. Of course, that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'll be your game master for the evening, Jason. And with me, as usual, will be Sarah playing Io, Duba playing Doc, Jeremy playing Ozen, Rappy playing Kileser, and Eric playing the captain.
My head's all the way up because it looked like I flipped the bird on camera.
You totally threw me off track there. Oh, yes. Good. Who remembers where we were last time?
Kileser had,
Drinking.
Drinking? What? Kileser had, just killed off the, people that kidnapped her cousin. The planet they were on.
Was it Lathos? I forget. Yes, you had killed off the people that actually physically did the kidnapping. The ones who killed your cousin and his wife. But you also found out they had been hired by someone else.
Yep. Specifically
going after the your cousin's adopted child. The foundlings, they. And I want to say in questioning, you had gotten the name of the man that had hired them.
We got the name of the man, the name of the ship, and when the ship left and where it was going.
Okay. And what was the guy's name?
Down, because I was stupidly tired by then. But
okay, the ship was the distinguished Euros. And I believe the captain was Felcol Purble.
Sounds right.
They're the only names I have written on this page that I don't also have who they actually are next to it.
Then we have solved that mystery.
Uncle, cousin, family, I got all that. Well, okay, I've also got a doctor's name here, but I don't remember a doctor showing it. So I'm going to assume that was from last time, or some other time. Alright. And I believe Io had hacked into the spaceport system, and you found out that his ship had indeed left already. Had a day, 2 days head start on you, I think, something like that. Nothing too drastic. But...
Has anyone told the family that was coming this way?
The cousin?
Yes.
Not yet, I don't think.
Okay.
Did her uncle give her the thing to get in contact with her cousin that was heading this way?
I don't remember if he did.
If not, she would have a way to contact him at least, to contact
yes.
the other guy.
Yeah.
Now, he was not coming specifically to this world.
Okay.
At the moment, he's just headed for corporate space.
Okay.
You know, I think the plan was for him to, for him to contact you when he got there. Though, if you wanted to contact him, you could obviously get the, call, get your uncle and get the information to contact the guy directly. But he's still a little ways out from the corporate sector, so.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
Because all I heard was, I mean, Ozen wasn't there, but all I heard was like, yeah, I'm on my way, and never really specified.
Yeah, her Uncle Till was sending the closest the closest person he get in touch with was already on their way.
Gotcha.
The actual
good.
closest to the crime was Kileser. Or at least he thought so when he dropped the information.
Sure.
So I believe y'all had fallen back to the ship, and the captain was waiting on a load of supplies, or trade goods, I should say.
Yes. Which I rolled well for a discount and to sell high.
Mm-hmm.
Which comes out to what?
Credits, lots of credits.
Okay, 50,000 it is.
Is that how much you want to have spent? Let's say you bought 50,000.
Yeah.
Actually, how much would fit in your? How much storage does your ship have?
It has 90 tons. Because it has 2 tons worth of secret compartment space that's scan shielded. Which for each ton of that, it takes up 5 tons of actual cargo space.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll say you bought what at baseline value would be considered 50,000 credits worth. You only actually spent, as you spent 10% less than that because you rolled good.
So it'd be 45.
Yeah, that is how much you actually spent. And we'll make another roll once you have an opportunity to sell it somewhere to see if you sell it above the baseline.
Okay. Either way, still running at a profit.
Yes. Even if you sold it at baseline, you'd be running at a profit.
Which works for me.
Cargo. Okay. So how are you going to try to pursue this man off planet?
Well, the first thing is, where is he going?
Okay. IO had gotten into their system. He had set a course for Nin, Ninn, which is a little off the Hadrian Way, but it's at an intersection of 2 of the smaller routes.
It's an inn.
Okay, I don't have a galaxy map that I can show you on the Roll20. Okay.
Is that planet a place where he can sell these goods as well?
A very interesting question. Specifically, what sort of things were you picking up? Was it luxury goods? Was it
Yeah,
necessities?
luxury and trade goods.
make sure there's nothing. All right, Nin is the home of the priests of Nin. It was during some ancient conflict. It was depopulated and despoiled. So it does not have a particularly large population, and they are not a particularly wealthy population.
Okay. So I'll just have to hold on to it.
Yes. As you make your way to Nin, nothing particularly out of the ordinary. When you arrive, the main city on the planet it's a decent sized city, one of the few decent sized ones on the planet. A moderately busy spaceport, though. While they can't afford luxury goods, they do have to import some foodstuffs.
Okay.
If you land, you pay the typical landing docking fees. It's nothing exorbitant.
Well, this is your show.
Wait, what was that again?
We are at the planet where he took your relative.
Okay. She's going to send a message out to her uncle if she can to let her know where they went to, where they're currently at.
Okay, just sending an update.
Yeah, encrypted. One.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Is there a way we can, I guess, go to the planet safely and not be
We are literally on the planet.
on the planet?
You have landed on the planet. Nin is populated. It doesn't have much of a population, and it's pretty poor because the environment just they have a hard time growing enough food. So like a big city like this imports a lot of their food from off-world. Like I said, there's a religious sect that runs most of the planet. Or I should say populates most of the planet.
Religious sect populates most. Okay. I guess she'll just kind of start walking the area.
Okay.
Just to see if she sees anything kind of
I think I was gonna go with her.
suspicious.
Let's see.
I was gonna give both of them just a little tracker thing, just in case we get separated, we can find you easily.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a more religious area. She's gonna kind of look for where they go to kind of, I guess, maybe worship, church or something.
There are temples around.
Yeah.
A decent chunk of the population is human, though you also see a fair number of how should we pronounce it? Ryn or Ryan? Ryn.
Ryn.
A humanoid species, though they have a tail. Can't tell if they're completely covered in short fur. If you wanted to pick an alien species from Star Wars to represent like the Monkey King, this would probably be them. Very human faces, but they've got the whole tail and kind of hairy.
Monkey people. Is that like Is it one of those things where it's like this is 99% of the race of the species that's here, and then we're the weird ones?
No, there's a fair number of humans here. The Wren are not a real populous species.
Mm.
They tend to roam around. They wander a lot. A lot of traders and smugglers and whatnot amongst them.
Okay.
They don't have necessarily the best reputation in the galaxy. You know, whether fairly or unfairly, people tend to accuse them of being thieves and all kinds of stuff. So. But walking around, you know, you would notice there's a decent population of them. You know, whether they're actually native or just passing through. Like I said, the spaceport's actually fairly busy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You said this was a. I'm not familiar with this. Meet a player. This is a religious monastery planet.
Nin.
Yes, I don't
So
think
I'm not familiar with the planet personally, so I want to make sure I understand.
Yep.
Well, once the corporate sector was established, you know, the actual running of the planet falls to CorpSec. But the planet was, you know, in ancient times, like I said, it was depopulated, it was desolated. It was initially repopulated by the priests of Nin. They set up the planet to be kind of their refuge. Now CorpSec has got a presence. You've got more, kind of what you think of as typical cities here and there. Though the bulk of the planet is still taken up by the priests and other members of the religion.
Cool.
I don't see anything. How am I gonna word this? I'm not looking for it specifically, but knowing that it is like a religious planet, I think Ozin, while helping Kileser, of course, that's the primary objective. But I think Ozin's gonna like see if there's anything that looks vaguely like a Jedi temple, or has like the architecture thereof.
Okay, well, walking around this city.
Like, she just has but otherwise she just has, hood up, is just walking with Kileser. Making sure Kileser doesn't impulsively shoot somebody. That may deserve it, yes. But we gotta get more information out of them. I think Ozin would actually say that to your face too. Like, now, if we find somebody, just shoot them. We gotta get the information first.
Well, of course, they're not worth anything to me dead. But after I get all the information, then they're dead.
You really gotta work out a back alley.
So you don't see a whole lot. There seem to be some places of worship. You don't see much that resembles a temple, though.
Okay. And then certainly nothing that resembles like a Jedi temple in specific.
No.
Okay.
Okay. The priests practice a sort of, what do they call it? Formalistic abstinence. So vows of poverty and whatnot. You eventually realize that a bunch of these, well, you've seen a lot of beggars, like literally with bowls, old school style, wearing green vestments that you eventually, from people talking and, you talking with people, you eventually realize that's some of the priests.
They're like collection plates?
Yeah. But they're literally like sitting on street corners like medieval beggars.
Man. The inner Catholicism in me is going wild right now. But yes. Cool. Every now and again she'll like, If one of them is like particularly close to her when they cross a street corner or something, she'll put like 20 credits in more.
He thanks you and blesses you.
Nods her head and continues on.
But you also notice other priests doing, obviously doing kind of, works helping the poor.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you know to look for the green vestments, you're spotting, more of them.
They're like everywhere, kind of working with people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You would see more of them in the poor neighborhoods, of course.
Was it just like, what could have been, as they continue on.
All right. So Ozen is leaving with Kileser. Kileser, where are you going exactly?
To one of the churches.
Okay. Like I said, they don't tend to have big temples or big cathedral type. It tends to be smaller buildings, buildings that have been repurposed from something else. But they're labeled so you can find them.
Do they have like a foster system here?
Do you walk in and ask one of them?
Yeah.
Okay. When you walk in, one of the priests approaches you cautiously. I'm assuming you're in full Mando gear.
Yep.
He walks up. He kind of, does the little half bow. Greetings, Mandalorian. If you come here looking for spiritual guidance, we'll be happy to help you. If you've come here looking for a bounty, we offer sanctuary to all that are in here.
No, nothing like that.
Oh, very good then. What brings you to our place of worship?
Do you have a foster care system in place here?
Here specifically, no, but we sponsor a handful of orphanages throughout the city. And I mean, they do, of course, foster children out when we find appropriate families.
Okay.
Are you looking for a child?
So to speak, yes. She's gonna pull out the picture of her cousin. Have you seen her?
Oh, he takes a close look at it. She does not look particularly familiar, no.
Would it be better to go check in the other places and ask?
May I ask why you're looking for this child?
I'm just...
puts a hand up and says, "No, you may not."
I'm not sure that I can help you then.
Okay. Thank you for your help. Of whatever you gave help. And she will turn around and walk out.
She does that. I'm gonna look between her and Kileser and this person. Just slide 100 credits.
Thank you, my dear. Bless you.
In case anything comes up. She just smiles and walks out with Kileser.
See, now he's not sure if you're trying to bribe him or if you meant if something comes up where the church needs it. But...
whatever it may be.
All right.
Ozen, like, as soon as she leaves, like, I'm sorry, that should have gone better.
It's alright. We'll figure something out since they have a couple of places around here.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is Io and Doc doing while this is going on?
Well, it had been like from what we gathered about the guy was like a medical researcher.
Let's see, was he one or was he working for one?
I don't remember, but I remember something about being like some kind of she was sold to a guy that does a lot of research or is affiliated with
Yes.
someone that does a lot of research medically.
Felcall is just the captain of a ship. And while the person you were questioning did not know who he worked for, Felcor had let slip, or this guy had overheard something. Yes, they told you it was somebody doing medical research that he was working for. They did not give you a name of that man, though.
She's gonna try and get access to what may have been coming on and off the planet as far as things that would have been used in medical research, particularly less than ethical stuff, and try and source where it is going.
Really, I gotta have a doctor's name on the page.
Even if it's just like, man, that's a lot of Bacta that's not going to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that was a lot of organs he was buying. He wasn't picky about which organs. He just needed organs.
He must be making a lot of like animal feed or something, or who knows. I'm sure it's completely up, on the up and up.
Probably flashback to Invader Zim when he was stealing everyone's organs.
Oh god, that was a terrifying
grabbing
episode.
them into himself.
That was awful.
Yeah.
You could see the organs as he was talking. He was so full of
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Old cartoons.
They don't make them like that no more.
Good.
No. Watch Adult Swim.
Nah.
Well, I mean, we can't forget the good old classic of Ren and Stimpy now.
The original Ren and Stimpy.
First Ren and Stimpy.
Mm-hmm.
Best Ren and Stimpy.
All right.
Vlog brought to you by Whammo.
You should know most of the lyrics from that.
Yeah, that and powdered toast, man.
Look, I'm sorry. I have an experience from my grandmother going to Six Flags, both there and back. That woman sang "Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy."
Nice.
For the entire duration to Six Flags over Georgia, there and back.
I would have not made it to Six Flags over Georgia because I would have been picked up on the side of the road for homicide.
They would have scooped me off the side of the road as like a pancake.
What happened? Just jumped out.
Yep.
No, I love the woman dip. That's literally something she just kind of either sang loudly or just kind of sang softly to herself, but you can still hear the happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy. I'm like, God,
oh my god.
Don't sing too much, we might get.
Don't worry, I'm stopping.
Viacom is on the button right now.
All right. So Io is hacking into Manifest to see who got anything weird or.
Yeah, just seeing if an exceptionally large amount of medical supplies or goods or stuff like that would be going to somewhere other than the hospital.
If they would be exporting any of that.
Well, importing.
Well, fair enough.
I mean, to be fair, I'd have Doc help you with that
Yeah.
as well, just for the simple fact of which he would probably be able to look at some of that manifest and be like, that's an extremely large amount of something that shouldn't be going.
That's not typically used for legal things.
That's not what that's for.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
She'll also look for the captain's name for, like, import-export or the ship's name.
All right, give me a computer. I guess slicing would be
Security?
computer programming. Well, if you're hacking, would security could be hacking, or would that just be physical locks? Yeah, go ahead and use security.
Security is yeah.
Probably if I flipped over, I can see the dice rolls too. All right, so a 33 gets you into the system, no problem. And after that, it's just a search as you're looking through stuff.
Yeah, she'll be searching at the same time as, like, trying to download a good chunk just so she can take it back and peruse at leisure as well.
It's reading material when she can't sleep.
Yep, just look at
Random
manifest.
shit manifest. Alright. And I believe Doc was helping you out.
Yep.
Are there actual rules for helping out? There should be.
I have a suggestion if there isn't.
Maybe some kind of role on his part to like
Just
see
set
what
a-
it is, like
Mhm.
medical stuff.
Maybe set a DC in every difficulty every difficulty breakpoint he meets after that goes up, like the amount of help he gets is added by 1 or whatever.
Alright, run that by me one more time because I'm not seeing anything.
So say you set a DC for Doc and he rolls, say, medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're already in the system, you don't need to hack into it. But he rolls medicine, and for every difficulty breakpoint he gets past that he gets a bonus.
Okay, I can see that.
So say you set like a moderate difficulty, which is 15. So if he goes up to 20, it's a bonus. 25 is a bigger bonus, and so on and so forth.
Okay, Doc, give me a medicine roll.
Please hold.
I don't think TTRPGs back in the 80s thought about what if they just work together.
Nah, that's never gonna happen.
There you go, 26.
They'll
Well, you
never
know,
catch
when they were designing Model Ts, they weren't thinking about anti-lock brakes, so you know.
on.
We gotta
Alright.
stop them hitting this horse.
That's what regular brakes are for. You just didn't think about, well, what if the road's wet? The brake pads are wet. What the? Alright, so that goes. I was going to go with the moderate 15. So difficulty, so that jumps up to 20. Doesn't quite get up very difficult, though. So I'm going to let Io make her search roll with 2 bonus dice.
Woohoo! So that will be 5d plus 2. That didn't work at all.
Got 6.
Yep.
Although I get that. It's the dice code versus yeah, I get it.
That's underwhelming.
That is a little underwhelming. That is Alright, so that's a 19.
Like I said, she would also be downloading to take back later to look at too, so we can always look at later.
You see where they're importing medical supplies, but you don't really see any of them going to any weird places. It's mostly hospitals, private practices, you know, small amounts going out to other places, but that may just be, you know, some factories may have their
or
own
something.
little, and some priest.
Private practice.
You have a few factories and stuff on the planet, and some of them may have like nurse stations that have to have supplies. But nothing particularly suspicious comes up. You do find that the distinguished Duros was docked here.
How long ago? What's that?
About a day and a half.
Okay. Is there any clue as to what it dropped off or what it picked up?
It didn't. It did not drop off anything that they recorded, at least. And they picked up, some basic supplies. They topped off the fuel of the ship, bought some foodstuffs, and they bought a little bit of medical equipment.
Nothing super fishy.
The amount is not fishy. What they got is some very specialized stuff, though.
She'll show it to Doc. What's this do in particular?
Good question. What does it do in particular?
It would be
Very good.
used in like examining cellular structure, genetics, that sort of thing.
Chlorine count.
If you were going to genetically like modify something or muck with something, this would be something you'd have on hand. Though it does not make any changes. This is purely an examination machine or device.
Fancy ass microscope.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or MRI, or just however you want to talk about it.
Okay.
Relatively expensive. They just bought the one.
Does it say where they bought it from here?
Local medical supply place. You do get the name of the place. You could go talk to them if you wanted to. Or go
She'll
break into
pass
their
on.
systems.
She'll pass on the name of the place
Okay.
to the wandering Mando and Jedi. And let him know that the distinguished Duros left it about a day ago.
Alrighty.
And where did they get that item from again?
She'll give him the name of the place, location, let him know what it was for.
Okay. Cordell Medical Supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And looking them up, it's no problem to find the address for their office.
Easy enough.
They apparently supply a lot of the hospitals around here. They import the stuff, and then they're kind of the middleman. So the hospitals aren't having to deal with tradesmen from off world.
Next place to check.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm just hoping that this we can get to her in time.
We will. If I have to bribe every clergy person in this planet, we will.
How much credits do you have on you to bribe people?
Enough.
Without us knowing, she's sleight of hand the captain.
You will give me your secret stash.
I do have Jedi mind trick.
Captain can't figure out why he keeps coming up short.
See, we assume it's all physical credits and not like in a account.
It's like the Knights Templar. The French king got with the Pope to, burn them all at the stake and take their money, but they didn't find most of their money. Ozen's like the one person that knows where the Jedi money stash was.
The cube taught me.
That's
why I'm always pondering the cube, so I have the location fresh in mind.
But all right, so Kileser and Ozen are going to go hit up Cordell Medical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get there. It's in a building that's got multiple offices. Clearly this is not where their warehouse is, but it is the home office.
Okay.
They're on the third floor of a 6th floor building.
Mm-hmm.
you take the lift up. It opens up into a little foyer area. You've got 2 desks, one with a man, one with a woman sitting behind it.
Let's see. She's gonna go up to them. Let's see which one helped first.
All right, so you step off and you wait for one of them to say something.
Yep.
Okay.
Right behind her.
You see them glance at each other, and like just below the desk, they both kind of shake their hands and make a hand gesture, and the man kind of goes, "How can I help you today?"
Slapping the panic button. No.
They're
No,
just like rock, paper,
rock,
scissors.
paper, scissors.
Yeah, no, throwing stones or slapping the panic button.
Yep.
How often do you guys help out the name of the ship is with the Wandering Duros, right?
The distinguished. Jurors.
Distinguished Duros.
The Distinguished Duros, okay. How often do you guys sell to them or work with?
The Distinguished Duros? That a specific Duros?
They probably wouldn't know the name of the ship.
They're distinguished.
You have the captain's name, though.
Okay.
Phil
Then
Kahn,
she'll
probably.
say, how often do you work with Phil Kahn?
You don't see any recognition on his face about the name. But we don't usually give out our clients' names. And then, he probably should have registered the Mando arm earlier. But
She'll
is there
look
a
at the
bounty on the
woman.
captain?
She'll look at the woman to see if the woman recognizes the name.
She's got a puzzled look on her face, like maybe she recognized the name.
They're here about a day or so ago. Bought from you guys.
The guy reaches over to his computer. Yes, I see where we did. We did make a sale to a Captain Purple.
How often do you make sales to him?
I'm not sure where. She kind of looks over the lady. Are we allowed to give out that kind of information?
The Ozone will step forward, and just be like, "This is a very delicate matter that we're working on. Discretion." And she palms another 100 credit chip. This is very much appreciated. It's gonna work at some point.
Give me. This wouldn't be con because you're actually going to give them the money. Give me a bargain roll.
$11.
11. That's not great.
No.
You see the guy's eyes kind of light up, and he kind of looks over at the woman.
I'm being discreet about it.
Well, if you just suddenly step forward and shake his hand or something,
Just like, it's one of those things where I'd like palm it under my wrist so that he can see it out of the corner of his eye. And then as
you see interest in his eye, but he's kind of glancing over at the lady.
Yep. And as I see him clock that, I put it back in up my sleeve.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I just don't think we can help you. And then he mouths, "Wait outside."
Understandable.
He goes, I'm very sorry. It's just company policy. I mean, if you were with the authorities or had planetary police with you, and it was part of their investigation, there's a little more we could do, but really wish I could help.
Okay. That Kileser will walk out, head out the building.
Okay.
Do I get a vibe of like this person's absolutely snitching to the police in here in a sec?
You didn't particularly get that off of him, no. Like I said, he looked interested in the money, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was like a shoulder touch with like a credit chit kind of sticking out.
So do you wait outside for him?
Yeah.
It's a Kileser. Yeah.
Kileser's gonna give this guy the benefit of the doubt.
Alright.
Plus, if the cops show up, you can just jetpack me out. It's fine.
Oh, and we got a follow from a sleep-deprived gamer.
That's a
That's all
mood.
of us.
I was about to say I feel that spiritually.
That's all of us.
And
wait.
last week was anxiety lasagna. This week is a sleep deprived gamer.
I'm on vacation. I'm well rested.
Good for you.
I say this with nothing but love in my heart, but F you.
Even the vacation I'm taking in September, I'm still gonna be sleep deprived.
That's for a different reason.
But anyway, thank you for
Yeah.
coming by, sleep-deprived gamer. Hope you're enjoying. Alright. So yeah, just a couple minutes later, the guy comes out. You know, if y'all
Kinda
are waiting
like-
across the street or just down,
Yep.
somewhere in easy view, he trots up to you.
like
He's
a-
got a data pad.
Like a
Uh,
stoplight somewhere.
yeah.
Just like arms crossed. I just kind of have it like to my face, like, oh, wait, I have credit chips. Why aren't I using this?
I better say, yeah, you've got the prop.
Just like this.
Well, hi, good to see you again. He holds out his hand like he's gonna shake his hand.
Good to see you too.
He pockets it.
Mhm.
Not as smoothly as you've been doing this stuff. Clearly, this is not something he does real regular.
Dexterity implants, baby.
And yeah, he pulls up his data pad. All right, so this captain you're looking for, yeah, he was in there a couple days ago buying some real specialized piece of equipment.
You know what it's used for?
It's the sort of thing. Truthfully, he was lucky we had one on hand. And he tells you what I've told you before, that it's kind of a genetic examiner or whatever you want to call it.
Interesting.
But as far as how often we deal with him, that's the only time he's ever bought anything from us. At least that we have on any kind of record of.
Does
Okay.
he know? Did you get the sense that he's heard of you from somewhere else? Or is it just come in, get the stuff, and get out?
Well, it was Brenna. He gestures back to the building. That actually dealt with him. And according to her, all he said was he was carrying some other supplies to an employer, and en route got contacted by him that they needed, they'd had a piece of equipment breakdown, needed a replacement, so he stopped here. I think we were just the next plane on his route, and like I said, we happened to have one, so.
Interesting.
Do you have other locations on different planets?
No, we're strictly here on Nin. Our founder just built the company to help organize and supply the hospitals and independent practices on the planet.
Okay.
Kileser, if you got anything else?
No, because he's not going to be as much help because he wasn't him.
Fair
But
enough.
you did give me information, which is very appreciated.
Oh yeah,
Thank
sure.
you very much. Get yourself something nice.
Well, I will, but I've got to split it with Brenna. Apparently, I'm not subtle.
Ozin like giggles to herself, like
Did Brenna say if he acted any other type of way?
Just that he was in a hurry. But no, she said he seemed cordial enough. You know, he was a little rushed, but real happy that we had what he needed. Didn't argue over the price much. Left her with the impression he probably wasn't the one footing the bill for the equipment anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, if y'all don't need anything else from him, he heads
Nope.
back to the office.
good day.
Kelser's gonna go on comms and ask Io if she knows where the ship might have headed next.
I think she looked for that and they didn't leave
a trail.
I mean,
I don't remember you saying anything about it.
Well, I asked like where the ship had landed and left, if it had just been going, or if it had left like a itinerary. I mean, most ships don't leave notes where they're going. I would think.
That's where the next stop is.
Yeah. I mean, they'll check in at the planet, but
if it has a unique enough signature, you can just cast a wide enough net and see if that signature blips somewhere after this.
it could.
Yeah, I think he just stopped off at this planet to pick up something.
I mean, did you ask the guy, if he said where he was going back to?
No, he just something broke down, the equipment, and he was just happy enough they had the.
Now, if you look at the star chart, the next major stop on the direction he was going from Nien would be
You have a star chart?
Lo Urin,
Somewhere we do, I'm sure.
which is technically under CorpSec control, but it is right on the border with the next sector that the Empire control, or one of the Imperial Remnant warlords control.
She wouldn't be able to search what ships have landed there, or would she be able to gauge how long it would take to get from here to there?
Oh, sure. It's along the, it's not the Hadrian way by any means, but it's an established trade route, so travel time is pretty low.
That's literally just the next one over.
The next one that appears on all star charts, or at least the one I have. So there's probably smaller worlds just off of it.
Sure.
But it's the next main stop.
Little hideaway worlds.
And what is the world known for?
Not much of anything.
Good favorably
place to lay
bland.
During the Imperial era, it was only marginally controlled by the Empire. It was considered too remote to warrant a full garrison.
Not much to even try to make money off of as a cover.
She'll go back through what she's downloaded, see if there's any record of the Duros saying where it's going.
Not specifically.
Further back, have they landed here before?
Yes. They have landed here a few times.
Did it say where they were coming from, where they were going to at those times?
Most of the time, if it says anything, it says they were coming in from Lithos, which is a planet on the Hadrian Way itself. But the trade route that connects into Loerthan, basically just runs straight down until it hits the Hadrian Way at Lithos. A few times, though, they were coming from out of sector back this way.
She will pass on that information. It could be either one. I mean, though, if I was going somewhere to do genetic experimenting, I know I'd probably want to lay low.
Yeah.
I'll echo the captain. This is your scene, so whatever you wanna do, we'll follow. I'll follow.
Captain?
Hmm?
You said
What?
captain, right?
I was just saying echo what the captain said earlier.
Ah. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, 'cause he was like,
which
this is your show, so we'll go with you.
Which is the speedier of the two?
The seedier?
Yeah.
Luurin for sure. It's right there on the edge. CorpSec is currently in control of it, though there have been disputes that it belongs in the Aparo sector, which is just the next little sector over. Like I said, even back in the day, the Empire only had a light presence on the planet.
Well, that's where Kelstra's gonna want to go, because if you're gonna do any type of experiments or anything like that, I mean, CG's the way to go, because they're not gonna really look at you.
All right. So do y'all load up and take off?
Can I make?
Well, I heard you for a second there. Then I think you did. You mute?
He's thinking.
I just thought I saw his lips move. Maybe he was just thinking to himself.
I thought he said something. I thought I heard him
I
speaking
was
and
in
he
the
went
middle
quiet.
of a sentence and then I
Okay.
stopped. This might be a long shot, but given the nature of whom we're hunting and what they're potentially doing, as far as we know, can I make a streetwise roll to see like which would be the most likely of the options that they'd go to?
Sure.
Considering her background of being passed around from pirate to smuggler to slavers, could she assist with that role?
I'm going to say no, just because
Okay.
Nobody that was buying or selling IO was crazy doctor person.
Okay.
I got a flat 20.
Okay. CorpSec's going to have a lot of security on Lithos as opposed to Luurin. And Luurin is right there on the border, on a tense border. So if you're sneaking around, that's probably the better spot. If they're picking up medical supplies to carry somewhere, Lathros, is one of the sector's big worlds on the main trade route. you wouldn't stop on a podunk planet to try to buy this specialized equipment that you could definitely buy on the larger world without issue.
Okay, so with it being a very tense border, said there would be like more guards there.
No, CorpSec would have more on in their main worlds as far as like police.
Oh, okay. Maybe more military on the other one.
Possibly.
Okay.
But it's a large border, so.
Yeah. So of the two, in Ira's opinion, which would, from what he's gathered,
the information would point more towards Lauren.
Lauren?
Yes, in his opinion.
Okay. He will point the ship.
And the information Io has about the trips this guy has made at the times he stopped here, this is over the span of 2 or 3 years. So almost right at the fall of the Empire.
Okay. Alright, that is where he will go.
Alright. You leave the planet without issue. And you head for Lauren. A planet that about the only information you can find on it is one time the Empire arrested their governor because he was, stealing supplies and selling them to pirates.
Well, you know.
As one does.
I mean, on a galactic scale, that is literally like the one piece of news you can find about this place.
Yeah.
It's disturbingly, unremarkable.
Now, if you look just like at the corporate sector news stuff, there's a little bit more here and there, but.
Alright, that's where I'll...
Alright.
And on the way there, she'll send another cryptic message to her uncle, letting him know all that she's learned so far.
Okay. And you've got a message back from him, a response to your first one.
Hey, phone tap.
He hates that you missed her, but he is confident that you'll catch up, and glad that the people directly responsible for killing your cousin that justice has been brought to them. Losing your cousin was bad enough, but would be bad enough if it had been just flat out in battle. But to be cut down in ambush like that, that's just no way to go. But alright, so you arrive in Lauren. And it's not Tatooine level.
Scum and villainy.
Yeah. Or Nar Shaddaa, or anything quite that bad, but. But the spaceport's got a slightly run-down vibe to it. Everything seems to be functioning, but it all looks pretty lived in, pretty used. A lot of ships here, not a lot of fancy ships. But you land, they take the usual fees, they ask you what your business is.
Business.
And they accept that answer without, batting an eye. Business,
none of yours.
Noted. And And they don't get pushy about it at all. They're
Mhm.
used to answers like that.
Is there anywhere on here the captain can sell his stuff?
That's a good question. The planet's not super wealthy, but it's better off, definitely better off than the last one you were on. And it's got a decent sized population of, I guess you'd say, elites. They're big fish in this small pond sort of thing.
Yep.
So definitely people that would potentially buy luxury goods.
More people. These people are more likely to be like, yes, absolutely.
Alrighty. Shall I roll away?
Let's see. Yes. Versus another traitor. $20 is the number to beat.
I met it.
All right. All right. So you tied him. So I'm gonna give you a 5%. Because obviously you have to make some money trading. You wouldn't bother selling.
Yeah.
So you've got 50,000 worth of product. You sell it for 5% more than that. And of course you also bought it for 10% less, so you're not doing too bad.
15% profit.
Bought at 45, sold at 55. No, you said 5%.
Yeah, 5%.
Math is hard, kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stay in school.
Use math in a while.
Well, the base cost of it was what, 50,000. Got a discount on it.
So you made a
And then
5.
sold it for 5% of additional of 50,000.
5% of 50. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 52.50.
Yes, I believe that's right.
Okay. Okay.
So about a 750.
Yeah.
Not a big score, but it's a good day's work or a couple days' work.
Captain's feeling happy.
I made money. Now let's go kill some guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So while the captain is doing that, how are the rest of y'all investigating?
Just mostly gonna stick with Kileser. Whatever, if she just in case she needs an extra set of hands.
To make sure she doesn't kill anybody.
Yes.
Ray hands out the tracker, little like key fob things, just in case.
Here, take this. It attaches to the inside of you.
Oh, it probably looks like
I couldn't possibly swallow that. Good news. It's a suppository.
It's a suppository.
Oh,
I mean, it probably looks like a credit chip or something like that.
It's disguised to be look like
Yeah.
casual junk in your pocket.
Yeah. And then Io would just do her usual scouring computer networks and the like for more information.
Oh, it looks like the top of a rivet, but it's magnetized, so you just stick it randomly on Kelser's helmet. People just assume it's part of the helmet.
It's a really hokey fridge magnet.
Oh no.
All right, but what else did you say you were doing?
Doing our usual looking through local networks and stuff like that.
All right, give me a roll to beat their security.
37.
Why do I bother making you roll?
I mean, maybe one day I'll roll all ones. It could happen.
That
And
day's
then
not
the police will detect you and just swarm your ship.
We finally found her, man! We gotta get out of here. I gave everyone back at that Cinnabon a raise.
But yes, you get in there, you start looking through the ship's on file. The distinguished Duros is on planet.
Oh boy,
Currently on
howdy.
planet.
Interestingly, though, they only seem to have beat you by about 2 hours.
They made another stop somewhere. If they'd gone to the other planet and then jumped to here, would that have...
Oh no, that'd have been days and days, maybe a week.
Okay.
Difference in travel.
They have the same kind of vague answer we do as far as why they're on planet?
Yes. And look at the manifest, most of them are kind of like that.
Business, business, business.
None of your business, just your own business.
Go F yourself.
Here to see family.
One of them just said. One of them just says he just laughed at me. Clearly they have a form they use, but they're not particular on what those answers are.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be like, "Oh, you're here to murder somebody? I'm sorry. You're going to have to park somewhere else." She'll look and see if... Well, considering how vague the answers are, I'm betting the manifest of where stuff's going out to isn't much better.
Not really.
Okay. Is the Distinguished Duros owned by that captain, or is it owned by another person?
From the records you found on this world and others, it seems to be registered to him.
Okay.
He's just like your captain. He's just a man for hire with a ship. Have ship will travel.
Looking into, I don't know, its VIN number or something. Was it owned by someone else prior? That would be on planet?
That record the record of the previous owner would have been kept by the Empire. You don't have access to those records now.
Okay. She'll just go through the records.
As far back as you can find records of him running around in the corporate sector, the ship was his.
Okay. She will then just go through and try and find locations on planet based off of anything she can intercept as to where there may be kind of a shadier, potentially research facility or medical facility or something sciencey research.
There's a little bit of that going on the planet. I mean, not necessarily shady stuff, but research in general. But nothing that just super jumps out at you.
Okay, and she'll wait for more information to continue researching.
You do find out what dock the ship, the Duros is at.
She will pass that information on to literally everyone on the ship. She's putting it on the bulletin board and announcing it over the comms.
Amazing.
She's put a sticky note on the buzz droids, letting them know even.
Your R2
Hey
unit's got
guys,
2 little arms
wait.
out. One's got a knife. One's got a whetstone.
Good droid, good droid. but it keeps in the contraband safe.
All right, so the captain is wheeling and dealing. Io is slicing.
Mm-hmm.
Kileser and Ozen, I think we're going out to do actual the physical part of the investigation.
Yeah.
All right, Doc, what are you doing?
It's a good question. I wouldn't have any clue what Doc would be doing in this part of thing. Is there anything? There's nothing else like medical wise or medical information I could give to folks to kind of help give an idea of what they could be using this stuff for.
Not really. Not until you knew what kind of facility it was in, or if they found it, you might be able to look at how it's set up and tell them what they were doing with it. If you got your hands on the equipment, you could see what it was calibrated to look for specifically, or look at the logs of what they had been doing.
Okay.
Other than that, you just wait for somebody on the crew to get shot up. Just sitting around bored. Oh, someone was shot. Something to do, finally.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, until anything can really, or anything useful can really be done for Doc or told otherwise, he'll just kind of be on standby until they need him.
All right, so Kileser and Ozen, where are y'all going? What are y'all doing? Who are y'all doing it to?
Going to where the ship is docked.
Okay.
Kind of want to make sure we're going like quietly and not just running into the ship headfirst. Just in case someone happens to be on the ship.
So you're just kind of walking by the bay casually. Mm-hmm. Okay. The bays are numbered. There's a main walkway, big arches that lead into the bay. Each bay is kind of individually separated off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you glance through there. You see a transport. It matches the type that the distinguished Duros is supposed to be.
They don't do the what do you call it, the 1950s things where they just have they have it emblazoned on the side or something.
I don't think most ships in Star Wars did that.
Thought I'd ask.
Probably so they could use the same model for multiple ships. In some cases,
most likely. Well, most ships that you see, except for like the Millennium Falcon, are like military ships where they wouldn't do that.
But no, there's no flames down the side or anything like that either.
Okay.
It does appear to be a very well kept ship, though.
Okay. Anything hinky about it from the outside?
It looks like a typical trader or a freighter. The main cargo doors are shut.
I'll look at Kileser and be like, "All right, let's play."
So it's locked, right? Can we?
We haven't walked up and checked the door to see if it's locked, but everything's shut.
Okay.
The corridor outside, it's fairly busy. You got a fair number of people coming through. This is a relatively busy spaceport.
She's gonna call Io to see if she can check to see if it's shut, like locked.
I mean, do you want me to come over there and jiggle the handle, or?
Yeah, she'd have to physically interact with the ship to get into the system.
Physically.
This ain't Shadowrun.
Never played Shadowrun.
Yeah. It's not real world internet. Most computer systems are separate.
It is enclosed. It's like the secret Wi-Fi network.
Sure. Alright. She's gonna see herself if it's locked.
Going with.
All right.
If we're gonna do something stupid, we're gonna do something stupid together.
Alrighty.
This looked just like my ship. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I have a better idea.
Oh no.
Look, I have a key, Snappius. You walk up to it, you hit the control to lower the dot. Or lower the plank, I should say. Nothing happens for a minute. And then you have a voice come over. You hear a voice emanating out of somewhere. Who's out there? What do you want?
I just need to ask you a couple of questions if you can come out real quick.
Hold on a second. And then a little panel slides back, and there's like, some kind of camera looking thing. I'm gonna need to know what kind of business. You know what? Just ask me the questions where you're at.
No, I think you really should come out. It'll be easier to speak to you face to face.
You're wearing a helmet. It wouldn't be face to face.
Be more face to face than what it is right now.
Just impersonal.
You know what? We are renting this bay. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Please don't make me call security on you.
Is there a way to close the door so security comes?
Not without IO, I don't think.
Other people can slice too.
We don't have
probably
the
not.
kit for it.
Probably not the two people you've got handy, but
no, not in the slightest.
All you did was change the background on the computer. How did you even do that? I'm not even mad. I'm kind of impressed.
Ozan will speak up and be like, "Look, there's just it's just a very delicate matter. No one's going to get hurt. I promise. It's just, we just have a couple of questions over a delicate matter that we're handling."
No, get out.
My head goes and be like, "This shit stop."
What was that?
Wait, what was that, Deck?
You whispered too low for your mic to catch.
I whisper to Kileser, like, "You really should just not wear that armor sometimes."
Hi, you murdered a bunch of Mandalorians and then stole the foundling of a Mandalorian. I'm here in Mandalorian armor to ask you some questions. Not related at all.
I promise nobody will get hurt. Sure. I'll be right out. Ship takes off.
How thick is a gangplank?
You don't know. You're not super familiar with this style of ship.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
It's also
holes will take a little while to get through.
Yeah.
It's also a populated area.
It is. All right, let's go. And then I'll ask again because I ask everybody. Does Kileser consent to having a voice in her head?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So just as we're walking, just in case. Where is it? I will do projective telepathy.
Okay.
Roll for it. That's fine. Sense. Just barely made that one. Whew. And then in Kileser's head, she hears Ozen's voice, and it's like, what are the odds they're just gonna bounce now that they know that there's an Ando after them?
Oh, very well.
We take 2 steps and they're already like getting everything set up to fucking bounce.
You get off the gangplank, you hear the engines warming.
Alright, so where do y'all go when y'all step out of the bay?
Unless Kileser has anything else, I would suggest to her to take a circuitous route to the ship so as not to be tailed. So that they can't just trace us from our ship to their ship, or vice versa.
Okay.
Unless you had something else you wanted to look at.
No.
Okay.
Because I doubt a thermal detonator would be okay on the planet.
That's one way to do it.
If you detonated one on the planet,
No, she was thinking about attaching the one she has to the ship.
okay, yeah, they'd have problems with that.
You won't give us information, so now you must all die.
Yeah, this is the kind of planet where they don't look too closely at the weapons you're packing. But if you set off something like a thermal detonator, or set up,
They kind of have to
booby
say
trap,
something.
Yeah, okay, that gets some attention.
No, like she would put it on the ship, be like, either you come out or your ship's gone. You know, threatening.
Or at least your door. Then you can't get out of space anyway.
Basically.
So we'll take maybe an extra 10-15 minutes than it should take to get back. And on the way, when I'm sure I'm not being tailed, I'll calm ahead. High chance they're gonna leave within the next day or so. So maybe we follow them. Is there any
What?
way to get a tracker on them?
What did you do?
We showed up with somebody in Mandalorian armor.
Oh, got some trackers made up.
I leave you all alone for a few hours.
No one died.
Yet.
Didn't go guns a-blazing.
Yet.
Yeah, but you walked up basically wearing the like a I'm just gonna go make trackers.
Where's their bay?
We'll say what bay. We'll point out the bay.
Yeah, they get.
I would have put the big post-it note up everywhere.
Yeah.
You get the bay number, no problem.
Okay. Is it close to ours?
Not particularly close, no. I mean, it's in the same spaceport, but it's a decent sized spaceport. It's on the almost the opposite side.
Okay. Does on the when unloading stuff and getting stuff shipped, does would it run by their bay? Assuming like it doesn't all like come out at once out of his ship when they're shipping it off.
The bay is almost like a crescent shaped.
Uh-huh.
And like y'all are kind of on this end of the crescent and they're kind of on the other end.
Okay.
And everything unloads and kind of goes straight out of the crescent.
Straight out. Okay.
So if anything, theirs would meet us, but we wouldn't meet theirs.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's
What I'm saying, if y'all are
we're
here, they're
here,
here,
and then out.
You'd unload
okay.
it, it would just go straight out. They'd
Okay,
unload and go, all
okay.
these would unload and just go straight out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, kind of a main road over here with some kind of warehouse, temporary warehouse.
How big are buzz droids?
Like torso sized.
Never mind.
They're not huge, but
Yeah.
Like 6 of them on the door.
No, just like sneak over there, drop off tracker, and zoop back.
R2 whistles at you. He's sneaky.
Yeah.
I have
There's a
complete
lot of astromech
confidence.
droids running around a spaceport.
I have complete confidence in your sneakiness, R2. But they're also on alert now. And you are too valuable to me to get you kidnapped by people. Well, I know you think that would be a great adventure.
Little chestboard opens and just the tip of the knife blade pokes out.
I'm aware you could easily shank them and steal their liver, but you would have nowhere to put it, and you'd have no use for it.
The secret compartment opens up.
Full of livers.
I mean, he actually has a fully scanned shielded secret compartment built in, so.
Full of livers.
Basically.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. He'll just... When he's, like, coming back, the captain will keep an eye on things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, scope out how things look. He's been seen coming back and forth a bit, doing sales and stuff.
Somewhere in your wanderings, because you don't make this entire sale to one person, even though we just did the one roll.
Yeah.
Do you manage to mosey past their bay at some point?
He will. He'll have his backpack. There'll be a folded up buzz droid inside.
It's a full backpack.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he'd been seen coming back and forth with him probably several times, so it wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Emotional support buzz droid.
And he'd go by. Is there... How thick is the security in that bay?
Most of the bay security here isn't too thick. I mean, you've got people that patrol, like, kind of in front of the bays. But as you pass by, there are armed guards right outside the bay and inside the bay now.
Okay.
All in a uniform, so probably a local security firm's been hired. Some local guys have been hired.
Mm-hmm. Is there any shipment that looks like it's going to that ship?
There are a few crates in the bay outside of the ship. Whether they've just been taken off or about to be put on, you don't know.
Either way might get us somewhere.
Theoretically, could we say that in the process of him wheeling, dealing, and selling, he tried to make a sale to this obviously trade vessel?
After the previous events, if he specifically wants to try, he can.
Yeah. He'd go over to the bay and greet the security officers.
They nod to you. What can we do for you?
Well, knows trade ship here. I'm here to sell some goods, and he'll pat the little thing with him. See if maybe the captain here would buy some trade goods.
He radios back. One of the guys close to the ship walks up. You see him tap something on the ship. Clearly starts talking to somebody.
Mhm.
Then that guy gets on his comm. The captain would like to know what you've got to trade. What is it you're wishing to trade?
Was it we said it was? All we agreed on
Luxury goods.
Yeah, all we
and
agreed on was
was-
luxury
everything
goods.
else.
So
okay.
if you want to name off anything specific that would fit that category,
Yeah.
just go ahead.
He'll just say it's luxury goods from one of the more well-developed planets in the sector.
Not a medical droid.
We can't sell Doc.
We're gonna get him back. It's fine.
Are we? Are we though?
Don't worry, Doc. It'll be fine. We're just bluffing.
Wait.
And just as y'all step off the ship, on goes through a straining bolt.
Right?
They just wipe his memory.
Sorry, Doc. The captain's got gambling debts. The security guy gets back. The captain's sending his first mate out to look at what you've got. And, the gangplank comes down. You got a guy trots off.
Mm-hmm. And he'll sort of step off to the side, set his bag down, and pat the crate. And, well, this is part of the shipment.
First mate walks up. All right, what you got? And security's watching you pretty close.
Yeah.
Not with any kind of, special suspicion, just doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do you show him?
No, noting security watching him, he'll continue to play the part. He will reach over, tap the panel with his code, open up the crate, and show him the goods.
Okay.
Spice? Do you spice? No.
Oh no, I didn't say spice. I said spices. Totally different.
Got a lot of cinnamon.
Paprika.
Ooh.
Paprika.
Is it a smoked paprika?
You gotta look out for that capsaicin now.
It's a neuro.
Or don't. Pocket send it.
I hear that's a poison in like 50 sectors.
It's a poison on Earth. That's why most animals avoid it.
I say this because I've been listening to a lot of HFY stuff while I'm at work. And like almost all of them are like, they eat capsaicin. It's a banned substance in the rest of the galaxy because it kills people. And we're just like, yes.
So you're pulling stuff out,
Mm-hmm.
and the first mate's not especially impressed so far. Yeah, okay, that's kind of neat. I don't know. But there's bound to be some little knick-knack or something
Mm-hmm.
that that he's like, oh yeah, that would look good, in the captain's quarters or whatever.
Yeah.
Something, some artistic handicraft sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all work out, whatever the price would be for like one particular object.
Yeah.
And the first mate at some point, while y'all are talking or by the time y'all are haggling, he will have asked your name.
He will tell him that his name is Shisha.
All right, Shisha. Do you tell him you're a captain?
He will tell them he is a traitor. Trying to make ends meet, get a little bit of profit.
Yep, they've all got to do that. The first mate tells you his name is Panna.
Mm-hmm. And he'll say, well, a little bit of give and take, I suppose, if you don't mind me asking. What is it you do? Just first officer on board this fine vessel?
Oh yes, this is the distinguished Duros.
Lives up to the name.
I work for Captain Purple.
Mhm.
And we deal in specialty items, special order stuff. Very hard to find. Zoological specimens sometimes.
Oh, interesting. I've been looking for a bit of a ship pet myself. There might be something I might be interested in. I could take off your hands.
We've just made a ship, but we're almost, we're pretty much completely empty.
Understandable.
We'll grab a few things before we leave, but there's not much on this world that our clientele would be interested in.
Well,
this is just a kind of a food and fuel stopover.
Resupply run.
And the captain's got some friends on world. So.
Understandable. Well, don't mind me asking. He says he's got friends on world. What's a good place to relax once I'm done with my business? Got any suggestions?
Oh yeah, and he rattles off 3 or 4 bars. Any of them are pretty good. This one's got the best food. This one's got the best, local brews. He rattles off a couple to avoid.
Okay.
He rattles off one. You don't want to go there unless you've got shady business.
That's good to know. I will be sure to keep that in mind. Sir, no, you mentioned zoological specimens. Any planets that might interest me to go find some myself?
Well, like I said, most of our stuff is special order. People will tell the captain what they're looking for, and he will go out and procure it.
I understand. Bit of a specialist then.
Yes.
That's good to know. Well, if I'm ever in the market, I'll be sure to look you up.
Well, you do that.
Okay, and he'll finalize the purchase of the few knickknacks. Have a nice day.
You as well. And he trots back on. If you gather your stuff up and leave, the security guy that you were talking to kind of nods at you.
And then he will go do the sale, then come back to the ship. I've got a few potential leads.
Oh?
Yeah, he mentioned I met with the first mate of the ship. They are currently don't have much of any stuff on board right now. This is more of a resupply run for them. He's apparently a bit of a specialist in his field. Gets hired out by distinguished clientele to get specialty goods or zoological specimens for them. And the captain apparently has several friends on planet, which likely explains the very swift presence of the guards. And there are several bars that were mentioned as pretty good. So these could be places that the captain frequents and potentially talks about. There's others mentioned to not go to because they are, for some reason or another, poor in some description. And
anything seedy?
Yes, there was one that was mentioned specifically as if you're looking to do some shady business, that's the place you want to go.
Well,
and I made some money off him too.
of
There
course
you
you
go.
did. Well, if technically Kileser's made.
If there
I
weren't,
mean, I'm made with my suit.
and honestly, if there weren't so many guards, I probably could have gotten one of the buzzes in there to decouple a few things in the engines to keep it from taking off. But they have some pretty heightened security right now, and everyone's getting checked and searched, so not much I could do at present. And he'll put the buzz droid back down and pat it onto its way.
It'd
Go
walk
back to its
down
little.
to where the rest of them are.
I'm only made with my outfit.
Is fairly distinctive.
Gone with my outfit off the floor.
Yeah, you do have just a regular armored vest you can wear, or protective vest. All right, so y'all got some more information. What are y'all planning to do with it?
Well, I have a veneer to keep up of a trading captain to go see the sights when I'm done with my sales. So I will actually be frequenting. I'll actually sort of bar hop to the ones that the first mate mentioned that are like really good, like good food, etc.
Yeah. One or two of them are a little on the fancy side.
Mhm.
And the rest of them are, still kind of upper middle class.
Yeah. Does he spot the captain at any of them?
What time of day are you going?
Say around evening.
So around supper time.
Yeah, because I'd imagine that a chunk of the day he would have been wheeling and dealing, so so he'd have free time around the evening. That's when he'd start kind of hopping.
Okay. Give me a search roll.
Sure.
Because some of these places are decent size. There's private rooms.
Yeah. Oh, not terrible. 13.
13. Well, let's see. It's a little below moderate.
I only got 3 dice to search, so
Yeah.
a 13 out of 18 ain't bad.
No, that's true. You don't see the captain himself. You see some other people in one of the places. You see some more people in those security uniforms.
Okay.
And it's like a back area in the restaurant. It looks like they're standing outside of like a private room.
All right.
And if you sit there and watch time, you see servers going in and out.
Is there a restroom near the private room?
Either there is, odd there isn't. Got a 2. There's one relatively close.
Okay. Next time that he sees a server heading for that room, he'll sort of like walk by at like a perpendicular angle to where when the door opens to let the server in, he'll kind of like be walking by to head to the bathroom.
Okay.
And sort of like a curious look at like going, oh, okay. And keep walking, not like go, ooh, what's in there? Because there's obviously guards. But sort of like a patron's like, open door. Oh, okay, no one's coming out. All right.
You just kind of stroll casually by. Security guys don't pay close attention.
Yeah.
You can see that they clock your presence, but you glance and you keep going, so it ain't their problem.
Which is why he's just glancing and walking because they clock his presence.
You see several people in there at a table. With a quick glance, one of them could be Purple. And there's several other men. All of them are dressed very nicely, including the guy that's probably the captain, or maybe the captain.
Okay.
And they seem to be drinking and carrying on, and there's plates of food.
Gotcha.
You see at least one other security guy in there. Just standing up against the wall.
Okay.
You don't know if those are friends or if he's like smoozing some of the local bigwigs.
Mhm.
Because this is in one of the fancier establishments that you visited.
Right.
Yeah, and then you step into the fresher, I think is what they call the restrooms.
Yeah. Alrighty. And he will. Is he alone in the fresher? Is there anyone in there at present?
There's one person in one of the stalls.
Okay. In that case, he won't be coming.
All right, do you head back out, or do you wait for the other guy to leave?
He'll wait for the other guy to leave.
Okay. And a minute or two later, guy finishes up, heads out.
Okay. And then once he does, he'll calm his crew. Might potentially have found them, but there's a lot of guards here, and it's a very public place.
Which area are you at?
He'll name what bar he's in.
This one's more of a restaurant that also has a bar, but yes.
Yeah. And don't cause a scene. The food's actually pretty good. And he'll actually, he had to get a table to get in. It's more of a restaurant. But yeah, he'll enjoy some dinner.
I was gonna say, so you're buying?
Myself. Y'all can do your own thing if you want to, but you're welcome to join me. If you join me, I'll buy, but otherwise.
I guess I'm joining you then.
I guess you're buying then. Kileser would not have her armor on, of course.
No. Yeah, this is not an establishment where you would really walk in with a lot of armor on. Or any armor on. It's in one of the better parts of town. So
Listen puts on whatever a nice outfit she's picked up over the past bit of planet hopping.
The fancy Jedi robes.
Bring out the good robes. Just something that's it's a cute top. It's pants that actually they still have pockets, so they're still functional, but they still look nice.
Are they actual pockets?
They're actual pockets because that she has to strap her lightsaber on the inside of the pocket so that no one can see.
So she is packing the lightsaber.
Oh, of course.
I will look at Doc. Are you okay by yourself here, or do you want to come along, or?
Bring the droid to the restaurant.
I'm picturing Doc turning around. He's got a magnetic
Bow tie.
bow tie. I guess I can stay.
No. In truth, you see him just kind of slowly meander over to a drawer, open it, shuffle a few things, and then you see like a little black bow tie, and it just ting. He reaches over into another drawer, finds a little driver cap. Well, time to dress up. And he'll walk with Io.
This is going great.
Oh, come on. Doc can't just look a little dapper. Wait, what if he finds a little white collar to put behind the bow tie? Make it actually look like...
Do you need to get the droid an ascot?
No, I'm picturing him in a driver's cap. Y'all get to the restaurant, a fight breaks out, and suddenly he shows you that he's been spending all of his points on brawling. So he
into
breaks out like
melee.
Bruce Lee as Kato. In the little
Oh
driver's
no.
guy.
Don't tempt me, because that would be amusing. Just all of a sudden, Doc just comes around, just clocks somebody.
Wearing something probably dresser than she usually wears. She's like, I'm not disagreeing with you coming. I'm just saying most of the time folks don't bring their droids to like a sit-down restaurant.
Well, this is true.
Maybe Io's just maybe your owner just has bad food allergies, so you have to be on hand just in case.
See, there
Emotional
we
support
go.
droid.
Maybe it's like passes to Kileser. Here's your droid.
Look,
J-
if one droid wants to go, then BL's gonna be like, "What the hell? What about me?"
And then R2's gonna want to go, and soon the buzz droids are gonna be like trying to climb out of their tube.
Look, again, it's very simple. Just put, he like lifts up one finger. I have an EpiPen. It's fine. I'm ready for anything.
There's a lot of food in the universe. Something's gonna trigger an allergic reaction at some point.
Exactly.
Anaphylaxis hits.
I'm on standby. I got all the things to counteract react to allergies. It's fine.
I was just walking.
He's got a finger full of Benadryl just in case.
right in the throat.
Well, that's how he knocks people out during fights, right?
Yeah, basically.
Just
Look,
Benadryl directly to the bloodstream. You can't be trouble if you're unconscious.
looks over the captain. But I say, you don't look so good, Captain. Hands him to Benadryl. Better yet, just like gets a. Actually, better yet, just pulls up a finger, tap tap, hold still.
That's just.
So anyway,
that's
everybody,
becoming
I'm
too
assuming everybody on the ship fancies gussies up and heads on out.
Mhm.
Do you rent a vehicle
real.
or just flag down a cab?
Well, I guess that's the proper
Like
thing to
two
do. I was
different
gonna say
cabs,
we do
so we don't look like we're arriving together.
that, but also we do have a speeder.
That looks kind of
It's a clunker
crappy.
though.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I-
the engine is in decent shape, but
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Because Ozen was also with Kileser when they were at the ship. Does Ozen try to change her appearance in any way?
she had her hood up.
Yeah, she had her hood in the
Okay.
thing.
So, the camera might be looking down if she was like this.
I'm just double checking that.
She usually I guess I should have said it, but she usually has the hood and that thing you put on to make the shadows stronger.
That's where her dim sum keeps going.
Yes, the dim sum.
It's kind of like having a sister come in and borrow your clothes without asking. It's always the dim sum.
If it's not the captain, it's Ozen. Just next time we're on another planet, I'll go buy another one. Everyone gets a dim sum, even Doc. It does nothing at all.
I'm pretty sure it was a medical droid, but I don't know if it was that medical droid.
But
All right,
yeah,
so
she's not wearing the dim sum this time though.
All right. So are y'all gonna try to appear like you're arriving separately, or are you just gonna arrive in a group and then go to the captain's table?
I was gonna say we're all gonna be at the captain's table anyway, so kind of defeats the purpose, really.
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
Everybody getting gussied up to go to the restaurant and meet the captain.
Ah,
Even Doc reached into a drawer, pulled out a magnetic bow tie and a driver cap.
oh my lord.
Yeah, if it comes to it, I'll just take a separate cab, but sure. It's just the destination's gonna be at the same spot, so
We'll just stagger going in.
that'll work. Compromise.
Oh, I have to go over to the store right over here.
Let's go, ladies and ladies.
So you end up coming in one or two at a time. Do you get your own tables with the captain, or do y'all meet at the captain's table?
Captain said he's buying for me, so I'm going to the captain's table.
Do they have a bar?
They do.
Io will kind of off to the side there, just to kind of at least not make it a huge group.
All right. Does Doc stick with Io or Kileser? And
I'd say this.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say maybe Io just to kind of offset the group,
Okay.
just so it doesn't look like a big thing. And again, if people say anything, hey, I'm just a medical droid. I'm going to
She just kind of looks
in case-
over at. Go ahead.
just in case allergy or something triggers. Hey, I'm here for medical assistance.
Kind of looks over at Doc like, Doc, I appreciate this. If I have to, smooth talk anyone, though, they're going to be a little weird by the fact that there is a dapper-looking droid behind me.
Well, this is understood, but again, to offset the large group that would be by the captain.
Okay.
Speaking of the captain, did we just lose him?
No, Captain, come back. You can
I'm
blame
still
it on-
here.
Zoom went away.
I'm aware I killed the video.
Got
family
there enough.
aggro.
I wonder
You
why it
okay?
moved the...
No.
I'm
Face
sorry.
is no longer cooperating, so I just killed the video.
Gotcha.
Oh, work.
Oh, no, it's not work, trust me.
Ah.
Okay, I was going to try and sit by the bar and be like, okay.
So yeah, you sit at the bar, your droid standing behind you. The bartender kind of gives it a funny look. Is he with you?
My family insists on it, and I haven't figured out a way to override his programming yet, so unfortunately, yes. I have questionable allergies, and they're overprotective.
Okay. Roll me a con. Okay, you got a 10. He rolled a 2.
Totally believes me.
It's a combination of, that sounds reasonable, and I don't really care.
That's a full-ass mood.
Yeah.
She'll just ask for, can I have, a drink, and then just make sure, to put something she's alert, would be a weird enough allergy, but not something too weird.
Sure, he makes you whatever you ask for.
Okay. And she sits there and proceeds to drink. Just looking across the bar like, I tried.
All right. And what are the rest of you? The rest of you meet up at the captain's table. Hold on. Thought I had the cameras fixed, but I'm in the wrong spot. Okay, now everybody's where they should be. All right. I wish I could just assign spots to individual people. But Zoom's just not that integrated with Streamlabs yet.
It's
All right. So Kileser and Ozin show up. They sit down with the captain. One of the guys, serving food, or that has been serving you, Captain. He sees two ladies come and sit down with you. He kind of gives you an approving nod before he steps over and asks them if what he can get them to drink. Do they need some time with you, etc., etc.
When the server's looking at him, he'll just sort of nod his head over to where Io went to the bar. add hers to my tab as well.
Of course, sir. And after he gets the whatever Ozen and Kileser are ordering.
Water, please.
Captain's got some wine.
A glass of your strongest, whatever.
Whatever.
Ah, yes, jet fuel. Here you go.
Here's liquid MDMA.
It's illegal on 3 planets. Here you go.
Do not Google that, kids.
Stay in school, don't do drugs, kids.
My cheddar cheese.
Now everyone Googling it.
No, I was looking for something that I'm blanking on the name of.
While you're doing that,
But it was essentially the poor people liquor in the Ashanti
I know what you're
Empire.
talking about. Is it not rock cut?
No, but it was something the Ashanti people had that was, it's stouter than vodka.
Oh, okay.
But it was also considered a poor people drink, so, when their king would get sloshed on it, it was a bad look. It was bad enough he was an alcoholic, period. That was frowned on. Plus, he's the king and he's drinking, the peasant drink.
When the server leaves and goes presumably to take Io's order, Ozen will look at the captain and go, so where's the guy?
He just... Well... Look at the room with a lot of guards.
And looking around, you do see, 2 guards flanking a door at the back of the main room. And every now and then you can hear some laughter coming from inside the room.
Private room. Interesting.
Quite so.
Waiter comes back with your drinks. He takes your food order. He stopped briefly to talk to the bartender, probably to tell him to be putting Io's stuff on the captain's tab. So is there anything kind of proactive you want to do, or are you just kind of waiting to see what goes down with this guy? What is your battle plan at this point?
Just gonna watch.
Okay. You're there another 15 minutes. Another kind of snappily dressed guy shows up. He comes in. The kind of maitre d' at the front door clearly recognizes him, walks forward and greets him by name. The finely dressed gentleman tells him something, and he nods and kind of, and basically shows him to the private room. The security guys appear to recognize him. As soon as they approach, they open the door for him.
Okay.
I go to the bartender. Oh, well, he seems fancy.
Bartender glances. Oh, yeah. It's that's the mayor.
Oh, the mayor? Oh, must be a fine establishment if he's showing up. Also explains
he
the
drops in every now
guards.
and then.
Always with so much security?
That's a little unusual. It's a trader captain that I don't know if he lives around here, if he's just on world a lot, but he's a regular here when he's on world. And a lot of times he'll have a couple of his crewmen with him or something. But today he showed it with some local security guys. So something must have happened. Bad business deal or something like this.
I mean, that's possible. Does he always meet with the mayor?
Not always. This is not the first time though. I think they're buddies from like back before.
School buddies,
they
maybe.
Made it big or something. I don't know the details.
And probably all the better for it, and kind of like half toast and takes another drink and just goes back to watching.
Yeah. Bartender kind of nods like he's agreeing with you and moves down to check on another patron. But the party in the back there goes on for another hour or so. Y'all are, eating slow and ordering dessert. But eventually you see one of the guys, leave the room and go out to his vehicle. Another 15 minutes or so later, the captain comes out with basically everybody in the room is exiting at this point. Apparently there was 2 more security guys inside. As you watch, when they go outside, there's a couple of more security guys, though they're in different uniforms and they appear to be just the mayor's. They were waiting out there with his vehicle, apparently. Are y'all gonna take any actions, or are you just gonna watch them get into their vehicles and drive off?
When the captain walks by, I'm going to attempt. Shit. Let me see.
Take the fob that I gave you and put it on them.
I'm about to say, did we have like trackers we can put on them or something?
Io said she was making some trackers, so
Io made trackers.
Okay.
You would have
Io made trackers. She also gave both of you trackers that generally look like pocket junk.
Yep.
Try. Let's see my stats real quick.
So anyway, this group walking to the door. It's the captain, the mayor, 2 other well-dressed individuals, and 4 security guards.
Is it? Oh, fuck.
Because I was about to say Kileser can like get up as if she was gonna head outside for a smoke and bump into one of them and like put a tracker in one of their pockets.
Yeah, if you want to try that. You have a much higher dex than I do.
Would it be dex though, or
probably
That's the
to put
thing.
something on somebody?
Would it be dex?
Because there's not really like a sleight of hand.
That's what I was looking for, and I can't find my
sleight
dice.
of sleight of hand could either be con or dex in my head.
Yeah. I'm going to go with 2 rolls.
Oh.
Con, to see if you can convince people that you bumped into somebody by accident. Because there's this gaggle of people around him. And I assume you're trying to bump into the captain himself, specifically.
Yeah.
So a con roll to pull that off without, too much incident. And then a melee roll to place the thing where you want it.
Those are both decent for you.
Yeah.
Right. My con is a 3D.
Yeah, they're decent
So
for
it's
you.
standard.
There's also Ye olde
Awesome.
trusting in the Force.
How many does
It-
that give me
it
to
doubles.
do?
That
Yeah.
doubles the dice pool.
Okay.
So
Oh, it's
you would have
trust in the
6.
Force
All right.
to hope this works.
It'd be a good reason to do it. You're trying to track down your niece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 12,
All right. The security guy's only got a 5.
20, 29.
That beats the captain's 13.
Okay.
So yeah, you get up and you're walking relatively close to him. Then you kind of stumble and fall into him. Sort of fall into him. He kind of half catches you. Now give me a melee roll to see if you can slip it into his pocket.
Does the Force still work with that?
Yes, it goes for the entire round. One dice less though because it's multiple action.
Yeah. That's
So
still
that's
9
6
dice.
Yeah. I forgot you. You're at 5. You're at 5D.
5D for melee, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You're specifically rolling melee. Never mind. I didn't realize you put anything in melee.
Even if I didn't, that's 4D, so that would have been 70.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But let's see.
I always forget about PEMDAS.
30. 40. 45?
Sweet merciful crap.
Holy fuck. I think that's heroic.
You trusted in the Force, and the Force went, yeah, anything for you, boo.
Ozin
yes,
looks and is like a little. Ozin's like a little jealous.
But the Force got like her. What's she done so special? Kick him like under the table, like
So
doing
yeah,
the foot thing.
he kind of half catches you. You kind of like you're grabbing onto him. You manage to slide your hand kind of into his pocket and release the thing. And he just laughs. Oh, need to be careful, dear. Some of the local liquors are pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that it is.
But he just laughs it off, and you go on to wherever it was you were planning to go, the fresher or whatever. Unless you've got some other way you want to engage him, specifically.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then yeah, he helps straighten you back up. And they kind of laugh at you discovering how strong the local liquor is. And then him and his crew head on out, and they disperse to their vehicles. So you have successfully put a tracker on the captain.
But yeah.
I think.
Kileser would still go outside like she was planning to and smoke a cigarette.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
that's right. That's what you said you were doing.
I think between Kelser's I don't know, 50 to 60 net total on both of her rolls. Even Ozin's like, hey, Ozin after they set her up is like, hey, you good?
Yeah, it's called acting.
Shit, that was good.
I have my moments.
I'll go with her to get a drink, or smoke outside.
Smoke a cigarette.
Death stick.
Yes, you can sense Doc. I'm sure you can sense Doc's disapproval. You told me you'd quit.
It looks like a death stick, but it's like those candy ones. Just
It's a fake one with a little LED in the end. So anyway, y'all wrap up your meal. pay the tab. It's like I said, fairly fancy. It's a fairly expensive restaurant, but nothing that's going to break the coffers. Do you head back to the ship, or are you going to follow the captain?
Wherever the captain goes, yeah, I'll follow the captain.
Okay.
Which captain are we talking about?
Oh, that's fair. Our captain.
All right, so you're following your captain.
Yes.
While Purple has you can pull up your data pad and look at where he's traveling.
Io didn't have any pockets, so she didn't have any of her usual tools on her.
Was she in her fancy red dress? Black dress? What was she in?
She's like, I actually get to dress up for once. It has no pockets. So like hiking up, trying to walk in heels back to the ship.
Oh, Kelso would have worn a nice, stylish trouser suit of sorts. If she doesn't wear dresses. Can't really effectively fight.
Well, you make him
It's
tear.
that too.
You make him
Got a
tear
high
away.
enough slit.
That's true. Easy to hide weapons in. As long as it's not tight.
Gotta have a high enough slit.
So
Good.
once they get back to the ship, she'll start tracking
Okay.
the tracker.
By the time you get back to your ship, he appears to have gotten back to his. The tracker is showing up.
Pretty much next door.
Well, on the opposite end, but yeah. Clearly he went back to his ship after the meal.
Well, if he has any other business, we'll see where he goes for it. But until then, I mean, it would have been just a tracker. It would have had to be a little bit larger to have any kind of speaker or anything, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you specified tracker, and then you're making kind of small and
Yeah.
disguised.
Like, we'll be able to follow him, but hell if I know what he's doing.
Around noonish the next day, he leaves the ship again and heads out into town.
Going anywhere in particular, or is he just like flitting around?
He makes a couple of quick stops, and then he drives over into kind of the shadier, slummier side of town.
Interesting. Where I feel like Ozen and Kileser and Io are just watching the tracker, like beep 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 beep.
At some point, Io would have made like smaller like pads that can just track it and handed it to Io and Ozen, or not Io, hand it to herself, hand it to Ozen and Kileser.
Here you go, Io.
Like,
Thanks, Io.
And it
Like,
overlays.
here you go.
It overlays a map of the city, so you have
Mhm.
some vague idea of exactly where he's at.
How long does he stay there?
Once he gets to that part of town, there seems to be one particular establishment he goes into, and he's there for a good solid hour and a half.
Considering the captain probably would have given us the name of the really shady bar that you go there to do shady things at, and I would have looked up the shady bar where you go to look at shady things at. Is that the shady bar where you go to do shady things at?
Yes. It's,
Okay.
it's Shade's Shady Bar.
Shade
Bar.
McShadeson.
Shady Bar and Pool Hall.
It's the shady lady.
Now, big question is there security detail on his ship since he's not there?
Are you going to go by and look at his bay while he's gone?
Just as a walk by. He's not wearing armor or anything.
Okay. Yes, there are still two guys flanking the door. There's still two guys inside under the ship. hanging around the ship.
Okay.
None of the 4 that you saw are any of the ones you saw at the club or at the restaurant the night before.
You want to go to the shady bar on the shady side of town?
Yeah. We just need to keep an eye on this shit to see when they change guards, if they do.
There's other people who can look at the stuff.
There's
This
droids
maybe
that can do
this.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but she's just saying that she would like something or someone to keep an eye out.
R2 can do that.
Yeah.
He whistles affirmative and rolls towards the gangplank.
Yeah. Off we go. Is anyone else joining us?
Did you tell anybody else you were going?
Oh yeah.
She would have, so that they would know.
Hey, if we die, we probably died here.
Or
We're
if,
go-
you don't find us in an hour, we're probably locked up.
No, I've got trackers on you. I'll come, but I'm not going to go inside, because crowd of people. And is, Kileser in her armor again?
No. Kileser wouldn't be in her arm.
I'll still just stay outside.
Keep it on you just in case. Take 20 minutes to put it on.
Right? Like, what
like-
would be the point? Like, that'd be very heavy to carry.
A
Giant
a
rucksack.
protective vest would not be out of place in this side of town.
Yeah, she wears a protective vest, but she's not wearing her full Mando
Your
armor.
speeder would also blend in better in this side of town.
Say, probably take the speeder this time.
Yeah.
Park it under a bush somewhere.
I'll stay in the speeder.
Kileser's gonna kind of stay outside the bar of sorts to not really be seen.
Okay.
So, because the captain doesn't really see her since she was the one that bumped into him the night before. So,
That's fair.
if Ozen can take point of being in the bar.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then I will go inside, since it would just be Ozen then.
Yeah, because since Kileser was the one to bump into the captain, she doesn't want to make it seem like, oh, she's popping up everywhere he is.
She's
Oh,
stalking him.
Ozen does have the dim sim again.
Okay.
Ah.
You walk into the bar with an unnaturally deep shadow in your hood.
And that's another one of those damn rangers over in the corner brooding.
Just looking around.
So yeah, you walk in. It's by no means busy, but it's not empty. You got 4 or 5 people, 4 or 5 customers.
But nobody here immediately is the guy.
You don't see the captain. You don't see any security guy. Any of the guys in security uniforms.
As she enters, Ozen's going to activate Magnify Senses.
Okay.
To see if she can hear his voice somewhere.
All right.
Success.
Okay. He is talking to somebody, probably upstairs.
Okay.
There's some stairs over the side that go up to whatever's above. The
Especially
actual
since
bar
I would have
area.
heard his voice yesterday, like, with the conversation.
Yeah. Y'all welcome to the bar. What do y'all do? Welcome to the bar.
somewhere-
Take a table. Anything like whichever.
You said somewhere upstairs?
That's where you heard the
Is there
captain's
like-
voice.
Is there a visible way to get up there, or is it just a one floor thing?
There are some stairs. You got a bar against one wall.
Mhm.
And
I will be right back.
the bar doesn't attach to the wall. You got like those little waist high 2 swinging door kind of setups. And there are some
Swinging door that
stairs
goes
back
up.
behind that.
Okay.
So it's got an employees only vibe to it.
Gotcha.
You can see the way up, and it's technically blocked. I mean,
So it's like right by the bar,
Hmm.
the way up. Yeah. Then I just said the bar. Like, Just what do the kids call it? Pre-gaming. So just something a little weaker, and we'll go up for as long as we're here.
Yeah, he gets you like a local beer.
Yeah.
Nothing too strong.
Is there anything specific that he's talking about up there?
They seem to be discussing a list of targets. But another thing you hear though is when you talk to the bartender. Well, let's see. Kileser's outside, so she wouldn't see it. Io might, but she's not here at the moment. And you're talking to the bartender. Anyway, when you start talking to the bartender, you hear somebody, kind of over to the left of you, and a little bit behind you, somewhere, sitting down here. It sounds like he spit out a little bit of his drink, and you hear him kind of curse under his breath.
Does he say anything besides a curse?
Nope, it's just kind of
shit, a Jedi.
It's just kind of like poodoo.
Yep. Do I hear him try to get to the door?
I
have not.
You hear some padding noise, like he grabbed some napkins and wiped himself off. But then his chair slides back.
I'll fake like I dropped the credit shit. Like, oh shit, hold on a sec, and then grab it and look that way, and then or take it a quick glance because I still have magnify senses up, and then
yeah, you see this guy is pushed. He's pushed the chair back. He's gotten up. He is walking towards those two little swinging doors that separate, where the stairs are from the customer side of the bar.
Gotcha. I will as he's going that way, and I pick up the credit shit. I will go to tackle. I will go to tackle him.
Oakley dokley. I can't wait to see the look on Sarah's face when she gets back.
Worried about Kileser being the one to start the fights.
Yep.
Ozen's here ready to start the fights.
Ozen leans down to pick up her credit chip, and she just strikes the classic little football pose, and then dives at him.
I'm not trying to I'm not intending to do it. It's kind of a more hands-on version of what Kileser did last night.
So you get up from the bar and you walk all the way over to intercept him, and then act like you fake stumble into him.
Yep.
Frankly, it's going to be more believable as an accident if you just speared him like a professional wrestler. There's just a little too much distance to make that look accidental.
Yeah.
And if it a little too fast to do it.
I'll make that look like an accident then. That's funny.
But you're going to physically intercept him?
Yes.
Like I said, you had to move at some speed. And you see his eyes get wide when he sees you coming at him.
Oh boy, here we go. Now we gotta.
So when he sees you coming, he runs for the door. So you're gonna have to give me a melee roll if you want to stop him.
Okay.
I leave for 5 minutes and shit goes down.
Yeah. Ozen decided to football tackle the guy.
No, that's my purview.
Well, first she's like, she was gonna do what Kileser did and stumble into him, but I'm like, there's way too much distance between you to make that look believable.
Okay.
Launch self across the table to stumble into him.
Force jump into him. Whack! Oh, Sorry about that.
I rolled 13 total.
Io just sitting at the bar watching this go down like, what the hell?
I expected this from Kileser.
All right, this is a melee, so the hand-to-hand is very easy.
Mhm.
He only added a 3 to that difficulty, so you needed an 8. What did you get?
I rolled more than 8. I rolled
I think you said
13. Sorry.
All right.
I'm not. No one's hurting him. I'm just grappling him, and I'm going to very quickly move him towards almost like I got a bounty.
So you're like trying to arm lock.
Yeah. And I'm pushing him out very rapidly, trying to nope. You're going. You know what you did, and am
Go to sleep.
very very quickly getting him out.
The bartender's like, "Hey!" He points to a sign that says "No bounty hunters."
Does he actually?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't read that. She'll throw some credits at the bartender.
Well, just don't let it happen again.
He thumbs up as she's pushing him out.
You see several of the other patrons in the room. Their hands have dropped. You know, they've still got their drink in their hand, but one hand is dropped below the table. And they just turn to watch you go out.
Yep, we go out.
You know, like that. You weren't attached to that guy, but just making sure that's the only guy you're here for.
Yep. And I will push him in on towards the speeder, like in a you're under arrest type situation.
Kileser, you see Ozen
Full
come
view
out.
of Kileser.
You know, come pushing this guy out the door. Let go! Captain!
Io's still at the bar.
By the time he thinks to scream, though, you've already got him out of the building. So.
Yep.
All right. Io's still at the bar.
Just watching this, how? What? Oh, another drink.
He served you another drink.
This guy was about to go tell his captain. So he made one of us at least.
Yeah. One thing you missed was as soon as Ozen spoke, this guy spit out part of his drink.
Yep.
Had a very strong reaction to her at the sound of her voice.
Yep.
So maybe he knows maybe he can answer some questions.
So anyway, you get him out to the speeder. People on the street are looking at you a little funny, but this is very much a mind your own business neighborhood. So.
Mm-hmm. We're just gonna get in here and we're just gonna talk. If we like your answers, you walk away.
So you force him into the.
Also, the floor is yours. Not quite the captain, but you know.
So he just looked at the two of you.
Ozen's hands don't have anything in them, so.
Okay.
His
Besides
hands
him.
don't have anything in them at the moment.
Yep.
Did you take all the weapons off him?
It's kind of a rushed thing.
Let's get all of his weapons off him.
Does Kileser have a weapon in her hand?
She would have her heavy blaster pistol kind of with her.
Yeah. Well, specifically, would she have it in her hand?
No.
Okay.
Would
In
be
that case,
kind
he
of
goes for his gun.
And I'll smack him out. Just smack him.
All right, give me a brawl roll. He'll give a brawling parry.
Oh, it was melee last time.
Yeah, it's because I forgot there was a separate brawling.
Yep.
Is your brawling not better?
It's strength based, so no.
Oof. My brawling's actually
So-
pretty good.
Because I really don't want him to get this gun. I'm gonna trust in the force. Thank
All right.
God. 16.
He got a 9. So yeah, he slaps his holster. He's coming up with the gun when you latch onto his arm and just kind of pin it down to the seat. He's unable to get the gun completely out of the holster.
Let's not do that. No, I'll actually just remove the one arm doing this, the other arm's like removing the holster.
But that
Put
would
it to the
probably take
side.
some doing because it's attached to his belt. But you can get the gun out of the holster.
Yeah, that'll work.
Toss it in the front seat or whatever.
Mhm.
What do you want?
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you questions, and you answer correctly.
What
You
kind of
lie?
questions?
You lie, I'll break something of yours. You tell the truth, and I won't hurt you as badly.
That does not sound like a good deal. It sounds like I could use some help.
And
Nobody
she
in the
will punch
streets.
him in. And she will, with that, she will punch him in the face. Do I roll for that, or?
No, we're better.
He's restrained.
Okay.
He's got
Yeah.
nothing
She will
going
just
on.
punch him right in the face as he goes to cry for help.
Help!
All right. What do you want to know?
So, your boss hired a hit against family members of mine.
And you see him just kind of close his eyes. Oh, shit.
And, you have one of my family members.
Look, lady, I know this is
She'll-
going to be punched, but we don't have anybody.
She'll punch him in the face.
Okay,
I know you were
so correct answers aren't the truth. Okay.
I know you were delivered one of my family members because I talked to the people you hired. Should have paid them to keep their silence a little bit better.
With his free hand that isn't pinned down, he just kind of touches. Well, I'm sure they took some convincing.
I mean, kind of.
Where did you take them if you don't have them?
Look, man, in this kind of business, you don't live very long if you start diming out your clients.
I mean, you don't live long if you don't tell me something. Because I don't care to get blood on my hands.
As evidenced
So-
by the 2 punches.
He looks down at the literal blood on your hand.
Exactly.
Look, I said I don't like it. I didn't say I wasn't good at it.
So,
If I talk to you, do I walk?
I
Okay.
will make sure to look Kileser in the eyes and like try to nod yes when he's not looking.
depends. Really. Because if you don't give me much of an answer, there's no point in keeping you alive, is there?
Look, I'm not involved in any of the acquisitions. I just help run the ship.
You work for the person who had this dealt out. You're guilty by association in my eyes and in my family's eyes. So,
Look, if your family's Mando, they know how it is. Think about some of the people you've worked for.
yes, but you came after my family.
I didn't come after nobody.
She'll punch
It's
him.
the cap. Oh, I'm just the co-pilot. I just run the ship.
So where is she? You're a co-pilot, you run the ship. What planets have you been on since you were handed her?
We dropped her off on another ship.
And the name of that ship?
He pauses,
Save
looks
yourself-
worried for a second.
Just save yourself another punch.
I don't actually know what the name of the ship is. They've got it set up like a science station.
Science station.
She'll take out her blaster and shoot him in the foot.
Oh, I'm serious, lady.
Name of the ship?
Name of the science station.
Science station? Name of something.
In the distance, coordinates, location, something.
I don't know the name of the ship. The system it's in is the Nelprin system. It's where it's been the last couple of drop-offs we've made. It moves around some.
Where does it move around to? Each location, each coordinate.
He names off a couple of other systems it's been in. He goes, I don't think there's a particular pattern. They're somewhere for a little while. They move somewhere else. Some kind of way they notify the captain as to where they've moved. So we can keep dropping off
Children?
Subjects.
If you say cargo, it's a bad idea to say cargo right now.
Subjects.
That may or may not always be children.
And when did you drop her off?
Sometimes teens, but usually children.
Please stop talking.
She'll shoot his kneecap because he is not answering her question.
Roll damage. You've shot him twice, so see if you've done enough to like knock him unconscious or anything.
Knock him unconscious.
Oh, that's far too high a roll. He'd have much rather rolled low and passed out.
$19?
All right, he got a 12. So no doubling. So you didn't blow his leg off at the knee. An honest worry when you're using a heavy blaster at point blank range.
Yeah.
The street around you has cleared off completely. People have vacated the premises.
Anyone acting weird in the bar about it, or just going about their business?
Y'all are parked across the street, and the bar's door is shut, and they're doing this inside a speeder, so I'm going to say you're not really hearing it inside the bar.
Fantastic. She's getting another drink.
Yeah, because I think Io stood in the bar.
Yeah,
she went in with
she's at the
Ozen
bar
because
eating.
Kileser stayed in the car.
IO, give me a perception roll.
9.
Oof.
That beats his 8. While the bartender is trying to be subtle about it, you know, he goes back to the little side room, pulls out some supplies, brings out some supplies, and then he kind of inches over here a little bit closer to the stairs that lead up to the top floor.
Io pulls out her blaster and sets it on the bar. I wouldn't just give him 5 more minutes.
He just sort of nods, doesn't say anything, and heads to, away from the stairs.
She'll come over her comms and be like, you guys are making enough noise, or something's tripped the barkeep. Wrap it up.
Either you make a response to her.
I feel like Ozen tries and you hear, ah, fuck!
Anytime, I'm about to say, if any of you turn on the thing, Io hears the screaming.
And then she's like, never mind.
Just wrap it up. If you're gonna murder him, at least make it clean and quick.
Alright, what was Kelcher's last question to him that he wasn't answering?
What was it? Because
You wanted the name of the science facility. You got the.
Which he
you got
didn't know.
Yeah.
I think.
But he rattled off several.
I think I asked how long ago.
Oh yeah. He asked. She asked how long ago.
Oh yeah, how long ago he had dropped off, or they had dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Y'all been on the planet a day because there was a previous day.
Mhm.
Day and a half, 2 days ago. And basically that lines up with kind of, how much of a lead they had on y'all, but then how they just barely got
there before
to this
us.
planet before you. That all
Yep.
lines up pretty well.
I also don't think Kileser's thinking about that right now. So Ozen's like, that does line up with, they got here before we did, but just barely.
All right. Kelser's gonna drag him into the back alleyway.
Oh shit.
I answered your questions. I answered your questions, please.
Since he can't walk on one of his legs because of his knee.
Gotta put him down like a horse.
I hate where this is going.
She's going.
I've got a family on this world, and a couple of others. Oh, he's a sailor, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
I have one or two choices for you. Either
I like choices.
Kill you, because you're no use to me anymore, and your captain's gonna find out and kill you anyway, isn't he?
I don't know if the captain's going to survive you. I mean,
Very true.
He's pretty good with his guns. But...
So I either kill you, or I just leave you to rot here.
Across the street from the bar.
In the alleyway, kind of,
Sure.
Not in the bars.
Mhm.
But
just leave me here. Go do whatever you're going to do to the captain. Here's my comm unit. He tosses the comm unit to you.
He'll catch it, and
That
she'll look at it.
That way I can't call him.
Ozen, do you have a coin on you?
Usually.
Well, she probably
Credit chip.
A little credit chip. Yeah.
Oh, no, not a credit chip. Like like a quarter.
An actual
with like a
coin.
head.
I don't
tails.
know.
Oh,
if they-
Jesus.
I don't think Star Wars
I-
uses coins much.
Oh, because I
No
was gonna
country
do a
for old
flip.
men.
They have chance dice or whatever they called it in episode 1.
Okay. Do you
Ozen
have
probably
dice
has
on
a
you?
dice.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Roll it. High, he lives. Low, he doesn't. We'll leave it a chance.
Ozen's going to fake it and roll have it roll high.
All right.
She does not like this.
Give me a roll. Or whatever you use.
Give me a roll con.
Oh, I assume you're going to be using the Force to direct the die.
Oh, well, I could do that.
You have telekinesis, right?
I do have telekinesis.
It's probably small enough to where you.
Yeah, this would be easy to do.
And Kelser's gonna give a real good look at Ozen.
Yeah. Ozen does. Force users don't actively consternate when they're using it. It just kind of happens.
No, of course.
This is alter. So let me roll it real quick.
And you're just trying to move a dice, so I don't think the difficulties.
It's very easy for this. So yeah, she rolls it
2.
and I made it. It's very easy for that.
Yeah.
And I have 2 dice, so I have 2 dice plus 2.
So it comes up on the high side of the dice.
Okay.
Hi.
You live. All right. Kelser's gonna look for some clothing scraps, tie his mouth up, break his usable
Christ.
leg, and leave him there. She said she either leaves him there to rot or she kills him. Somebody's eventually gonna find
yeah.
him.
No, this is exactly what both of our characters would do in this moment. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
He screams into his gag. Just want you to
Yep.
know that I'm constantly telling people about how murdery my Star Wars players are. I'm just saying.
Ozen, I think, feels like a little shiver at that. Like, ugh.
Oh crap! It's after 9.
Mhm.
I'd really meant to finish dispatching with the captain tonight, but I suppose it will have to wait till next week.
Next week.
So y'all leave the alleyway.
I'll take the speeder back up and be like, "All right, we're good."
Well,
You
I
guys
assume y'all
go
left the speeder
ahead,
parked there
I'll-
and y'all had drug, because Kelso was talking about
Yeah,
dragging
yeah,
it
yeah.
into the alley. So
Fair. Yeah. Well, Ozen's, yeah, okay. And then Ozen would have
Yes.
gotten back into the speeder and been like, "Come on, that was a lot."
If Io comes out of the barn into the speeder, Kelser will look at her and be like, I got some coordinates. Couple of coordinates.
Would Io leave the bar though, knowing the bartender's about to run upstairs as soon as she does?
Nah, she's gonna wait until she hears that they're gone. She figures if there's anything to tell her, they can tell her afterwards.
Okay.
This is kind of a tense moment.
Yeah, she's gonna let them go. She may not be force sensitive, but she's like, the scream in the comm unit was a bit unsettling. I'm gonna let them work that out and finish my drink, and then honestly, she might go look for the body, just to be like, did they hide the body well enough?
Until she finds the body and the person's still there alive.
So, all right. So, are y'all loading up in the speeder and taking off?
Yes. Or
Aya's staying in the bar. They were leaving.
All right. Where are y'all going?
Once again, taking a circuitous route around to get to. It's a little harder with the speeder, but like taking a scenic route to get to the ship.
All right. So y'all leaving Io in a hostile bar.
She's fine with it.
Okay.
well, they would have calmed her and been like, we're heading out.
Yeah, great. The guy's about to go upstairs. Just get the fuck out.
You're still in there.
Yeah, I am. And you guys were out there interrogating a guy.
You can leave anytime you want.
I know. I'm giving you guys a head start.
He's alive, by the way.
He's alive.
Oh.
He's not dead.
Probably barely. I'll talk to you guys back at the ship. Kills her calm.
Yep.
All right. Well, nobody in the bar stops Io from trying to leave.
She'll look at the guy and be like, you understand it's just business, right? It's a bartender.
Absolutely. But
No hard feelings. And she leaves.
That's not the captain that I would piss off by snuffing his first mate.
They said he's still alive. I'll give me 10 minutes. She'll go looking for the guy.
You go over where the speeder was, and yeah, there's an alleyway close to where you park. You hear moaning from back there, and you see the guy with his gagged and tied up, his legs clearly broken. Well, one of them broken limbs. It looks like he's been shot twice. He looks at you, tears in his eyes, just shaking his head.
I'll tell the guy back there. Just hold on. Send a Mando and a Jedi. Doesn't say this while she's near the guy, saying it mostly to herself under her breath. Send a Mando and a Jedi to do this, and this is what happens. And
all right, so you walk back into the bar.
Goes to the guy and be like, give me 15, 20 minutes to get out of here.
To the bartender?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you never saw me?
When you step into the door,
He's probably upstairs already.
No. He's coming downstairs with the captain and a couple of his security goons.
Yeah.
So
Turning back around.
Io walks in and like, thump, 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 thump down the stairs. A bunch of angry men, several of them with guns, and that's where we'll cut it.
Oh boy.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Because who doesn't like a cliffhanger? Look, you just have to wrestle them all, and you'll be fine.
Oh no.
They can't shoot you while you're wrestling them. The other guys would risk shooting their buddies. It'll work fine.
I don't think they care if they shoot their buddies at this point.
Completely on a completely unrelated note, have a backup character idea ready to go. I'm just saying.
Fantastic.
All right, so I want to thank any viewers that have come by, as well as the sleep deprived gamer that gave us a follow. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope my players had fun. I certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week. If you're looking for other games in the meantime, Jeremy, what else is going on Dire Bear?
On Wednesday, we had the debut guest starring me last week. But this week, you can catch False Skull Knights with JT the Bard. On Thursday, you can catch A Knight's Ransom with Pink Rambo. Saturday is The Stolen Cities with Alex. Monday is session 1, I believe, of The Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
He did something yesterday.
He had session 0.
Oh, it was the session 0? Okay.
So
that's
I believe
right, it was pre-recorded. It was pre-recorded.
It was pre-recorded.
They played it, yeah.
So I believe next Monday is session 1 of The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And
live session.
The live session. So the production values, we've seen some of the assets, and like it looks really nice. So if you're into production values, watch it. If you're not into production values, it's still a really fun story. And then catch us again on that Tuesday with us, Remnant Shadow, a Star Wars actual play.
We will see y'all then.